Today's news headlines. Sarawak continues to forge cooperation with Indonesia. Phase 2 of Darul Hana project in Sungai Bedaun expected to complete by 2026. Operating hours of Sarawak-Brunei entry points need to be extended. Responsibility of all parties to prevent forest fires. UKAS the eyes and ears of state government in monitoring issues involving Sarawakians. 1,000 packs of Bubur Lambuk distributed to road users in Sibu. Good evening. Sarawak will continue to foster cooperation with Indonesia and is prepared to assist in implementing development in its new capital, Nusantara. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Datuk Abang Openg stated that this aligns with the Republic's proposal to further develop its hydroelectric power. According to him, Sarawak holds a 25% stake in hydro development through the participation of Sarawak Energy Berhad in the Mentarang Hydroelectric Plant project in Malinau, East Kalimantan, which generates electricity for Kalimantan.
Yang sebenarnya kita sudah ada jalinan kerjasama di antara Indonesia dan kita. Bahkan banyak syarikat kita di Sarawak ini sudah menjalankan perniagaan di Kalimantan. Kalau yang banyaknya ialah Kalimantan Barat, kerana Kalimantan Barat lebih dekat dengan kita. Dan apabila mereka membukakan sempadan dan juga mengizinkan kapal terbang kita untuk mendarat di Pontianak dan Pontianak ke Sarawak, ia akan lebih memberikan peluang kerjasama yang lebih erat antara Indonesia dan Sarawak.
He said this when met by reporters after officiating the symbolic handover ceremony of Sumbang Sri Raya 2024 organised by the Women and Family Department Sarawak at Wisma Bapak Malaysia in Kuching on Wednesday. Furthermore, Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari mentioned that Sarawak also held meetings with the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry Kadin to explore cooperation areas such as the import and export of goods.
Mereka sudah bermesyuarat dan mempunyai networking ada Kadim. Kadim ni adalah satu macam kita Chamber of Commerce di Kalimantan dengan UBS dan juga Chinese Chamber of Commerce di Sarawak untuk mereka menerokai bidang-bidang yang lain termasuklah mengeksportkan barangan kita dan juga kita mengimportkan barangan daripada Kalimantan.
In another matter, the second phase of the Darul Hana project constructed in Sungai Bedaun, Santubong is expected to be fully completed by the year 2026. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari stated that this project involves relocating 200 families from 2 villages. He mentioned that the government is also identifying another new area for the construction of Darul Hana.
Kita akan mengenal pasti satu lagi kawasan untuk kita membangunkan Darul Hana ini berdekatan dengan kampung yang ada sekarang.
He said this when speaking to reporters after the Darul Hana 2024 Iftar event held in Kuching on Wednesday. Earlier in the event, the Sarawak Premier presented contributions from the Land Custody and Development Authority totaling 19,500 ringgit to 130 asnaf and orphans, with each receiving 150 ringgit. Also present were Sarawak State Secretary Datuk Amar Muhammad Abu Bakar Marzuki, Sarawak Deputy Minister for Utility and Telecommunication Datuk Dr. Abdul Rahman Zunaidi, and other dignitaries. The Sarawak government will continue discussions with Brunei Darussalam to extend the closing time for operations at the Sarawak-Brunei border entry points. Sarawak Deputy Premier Datuk Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan stated that extending the operation hours until 12 midnight can alleviate congestion at the border between 2 places. He mentioned that currently the border entries between Sarawak and Brunei are open from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. Datuk Amar Awang Tengah noted that this poses difficulties for the public, especially during festive seasons and school holidays. He said that discussions regarding border operation hours, including extending it to midnight, have been conducted, but they are still awaiting decisions from the Brunei government. He made those remarks during his visit to the Immigration, Customs, Quarantine and Security Complex (ICQS) in Mengkalap, Trusan on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Dato' Amar Awang Tengah requested that authorities there be more sensitive in deploying staff during peak hours to reduce the issue of long queue of vehicles. He noted that this issue could be resolved or reduced if the ICQS has plans in managing staff and opening specific lanes for citizens and foreign visitors. Meanwhile, in another development, Dato' Amar Awang Tengah warned that forest fires, especially in peatland areas like Banting, must be avoided as they are due to irresponsible actions. As such, preventing forest fires is the responsibility of all parties to avoid occurrence or spread of wildfire. He made it clear that uncontrollable forest fires must be handled by the fire department, as fire itself poses a great danger to nearby residents. He made these remarks during the handover ceremony of additional minor rural project grants for 2023 in Lawas. During the same ceremony, the Bukit Sari Assemblyman presented grants to 45 representatives of village development and security committees. Employees of the Sarawak Public Communication Unit UKAS across the state need to act as eyes and ears of the state government to monitor various issues involving the people of Sarawak. Deputy Minister in the Sarawak Premier's Department Corporate Affairs, Information and UKAS, Dato' Abdullah Saidul, said among the issues frequently raised were concerning the rise in the cost of living and its impact on the people. According to him, some of the complaints made by citizens were issues related to the rising cost of living, which escalated following the hike in the Sales and Services Tax (SST) from 6% to 8%.
Kita ingin memantaukan perkara ini kerana kita merasakan kita tidak mahu ada orang mengambil kesempatan untuk menaikkan harga sewenang-wenangnya dalam keadaan kita sedang menghadapi masalah kuasa membeli agak lemah dan keadaan ekonomi disebabkan kelemahan ringgit dan sebagainya.
He said this when met by the media at the Breaking of Fast event organized by UKAS in Kuching on Wednesday. Dato' Abdullah also said that UKAS officers would be instructed to monitor and provide feedback on ways to provide assistance, especially for the less fortunate, including the B40 group.
Dalam keadaan sekarang, saya rasa lebih elok kita banyak menyimpan daripada berbelanja melampau supaya suasana ekonomi kita especially di peringkat keluarga lah tidak terganggu dan terutama sekali ramai ibu bapa yang akan menghantar anak mereka menyambung universiti dan memerlukan bantuan kewangan dan sebagainya lah.
Also present at the event were Sarawak Deputy State Secretary Operation Dato' Hee Changki, Director of UKAS Samuel Simon, Special Administrative Officer of UKAS Dato' Takun Sunga, senior officers and employees of UKAS. Meanwhile, in Sibu, a total of 1,000 packs of Bubur Lambuk were distributed to road users along Jalan University in conjunction with the month of Ramadan. The program was organized by the Sarawak United National Youth Organisation Sabakas Palawan branch together with the Palawan Service Centre in collaboration with the Sibu Fire and Rescue Department and the police. Despite the rain, it did not deter Sarawak Deputy Minister for Public Health, Housing and Local Government, Dato' Michael Tiang Ming Tee, from taking part in distributing Bubur Lambuk to road users on Tuesday. Dato' Michael Tiang, as the chairman of the Sabakas Palawan branch, stated that the purpose of this program was to foster stronger relationships among the communities in the state.
Tahun ni kebanyakan itu ahli-ahli dari Sabakas Palawan adalah orang Cina. Ini make this program even more meaningful, so that we can all races come together, ya, bersama-sama menyertai dalam program ini, especially those non-Muslim that can understand, they can participate in this program Bubur Lambuk by preparing the porridge and give it up to those passerby during their Ramadan month. I think this is very meaningful. All races come together, and I think this is a very meaningful. Sabakas Sarawak also been pushing very hard for this program. This is one of our biggest program annually. So we Sabakas Palawan give full support, and many members are from the university students from UTS. They also first time they participate in this. They find this very refreshing. They also understand this is very meaningful, how we care for each other in the bulan Ramadan.
He said that this time the program received enthusiastic participation from university students, including students from University Technology Sarawak UTS, who took part in the program for the first time. He added that Sabakas organized this Bubur Lambuk distribution program annually throughout Sarawak. And that's the English edition with me, Jocelyn Goh. More news can be found in our official portal, ukas.sarawak.gov.my, and social media platforms including Facebook and YouTube. We conclude the UKAS bulletin with highlights from the Darul Hana 2024 Iftar event graced by the Sarawak Premier in Kuching on Wednesday. #Saluran Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.